cable TV in Baker, Louisiana. This is a production of Group W. We hope to be bringing all of the Baker home games to you this season. My name's Greg Allen. My name's Greg Allen. I'll be your host this evening to bring you the Baker football game. Along with me is Sid Gotro, who'll be calling play-by-play. Sid, the Baker Buffalo started very impressive this year with their 14-0 victory over the Southern Lab in the Jamboree last year. Of course, Jamboree is just a little short introduction game to get people ready for the season, but they were very impressive, don't you think?
I thought they were very impressive, Greg. I thought that defense was looked like they were as stout as Baker's defense has been in the past, and I think they're going to be there. Offense, it looked very promising. You know, Chris Mook at quarterback this year as a junior shows a whole lot of promise. Chris showed that he had a strong arm. I know he chunked one last week for about 55 yards. So I think given a little time, given a little experience, Chris is going to develop into one of the better quarterbacks we've had at Baker.
I think we're going to see some big things from Chris Mook at quarterback. Tonight we want to introduce to you the principal of Baker High School, Mr. Jerry Epperson, and we'll maybe get a shot of him across the way over here in the press box. Mr. Jerry Epperson and some of his guests will be here for the ball game tonight. I think we have an exciting season ahead of us. In the area right now, I think the Baker Buffaloes are ranked #1, Sid, and that's something you can be proud of. And not every year that you have an opportunity to start the season off as the #1 ranked team, not only in our district, but then in the area as a whole. I think Coach J.C. Stewart, the head coach for the Buffaloes, has prepared his team very well in the spring training practice that they had and the spring game and into the August practices. And I think they're ready for the 1985 season. Of course, Coach Stewart's about in his 16th year right now with a very impressive record as being the head coach of the Baker Buffalo. So I think that there's no doubt in our mind that we can expect the coaching staff to do what they're hired to do and produce with the capabilities that they have. I think looking at the lineups tonight or the rosters, Baker has an advantage in that they have some 58 players on the field tonight against Broadmoor's 32. So in terms of depth, I think that there's an extreme advantage to the Buffaloes tonight.
Greg, in getting this team prepared, as you stated just a few seconds ago, and of course, Coach Stewart and his entire staff do an excellent job each year of getting this team ready to play. I think a lot of credit this year, too, and I think something that's really improved the program here at Baker is the new weight program they have this year. And, of course, you know, you're a booster yourself. The Booster Club worked real hard in obtaining the weights and the equipment necessary to equip this weight room. And, of course, I think they had a fine individual in Jay Thomas, Coach Larry Thomas's older son, who more or less supervised with the weight training this year. And I think that the fans are going to really see a difference this year in the strength, the overall strength on this Baker team because of that weight program. And they've worked hard, and I'm ready to get the season started.
I firmly believe this is the year of the Buffalo. I think that the Baker Buffaloes can come out and win it all. We see the Buffaloes lining up under the goalpost. The officials are on the sidelines calling for the captains right now to come out on the field. And we see the cheerleaders out here at the center of the field waiting to lead the Buffaloes out. There's the Baker High cheerleaders for 1985, ladies and gentlemen, waiting to bring the Buffaloes out. We have the captains fixing to meet at the center of the field right now.
That'll be number 32, Dino Nettles for Baker. Be number 75, John Bro for Broadmoor, and number 55 be Carl Hughes. He's the other captain.
Oh, there we have Big Dino Nettles, number 32, the captain for tonight's ball game.
Greg, Dino had an impressive game in that jamboree. I felt like he handled himself well and ran the ball real well.
And number 55 is going to the program. I'll let you know who he is.
Again, John Bro, number 75, and Carl Hughes are the captains for the Broadmoor Buccaneers tonight. They're introducing themselves. The captains of each team are being introduced to the officials for tonight's game. And in just a very short moment, we'll have a coin toss, see who's going to receive the ball and who will kick off.
I tell you, I see more and more people coming into the stadium now with all that rain we've had this afternoon. I know it probably kept a lot of people at home, but it looks like it's going to clear out, and maybe we'll see the stands fill up before the game's over.
Well, the rain came down pretty heavy there for a while, and it just filled the track up around the field where the fans walk. But here we go, fixing to have the coin toss now. Let's see how we call it. Okay, Broadmoor wins the toss, elects to receive. The Baker Buffaloes will be kicking off, defending the east goal. Here we go, the Buffaloes now. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the 1985 Baker Buffaloes.
As soon as the teams come back on to the field, our fans are reminded to do this right now because the last team is getting into their prayer. At this time, we're going to ask you to stand for the invocation, after which we'll be followed by the national anthem. And now for the invocation, let us pray.
We're going to have the invocation now, Sid.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this great nation. And we ask your continued blessing upon the young boys who play upon the field of sport and become young men. We ask thy heavenly grace and spiritual guidance unto the schools represented here tonight. Bless the faculty and families and friends that may wisdom and flourish and truth abound in thy daily life. May be with us as we travel to our separate homes that we may arrive there safely. These things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. And now our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now the Baker Band will play our national anthem. We have the national anthem by the Baker High School Band. Coach J.C. Stewart, along with his Baker Buffaloes, taking a moment of silence here along the sidelines. All right, coming out of the end zone is the Broadmoor Buccaneers. Again, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Greg Allen to host this game tonight. Along with me calling play-by-play, Mr. Sid Gotro. Sid, it looks like they're getting ready to line up for the kickoff here. And, of course, Baker will be kicking off defending the east goal, and the Buccaneers have won the toss and elected to receive defending the west goal.
Greg, I tell you, I think Baker has one of the premier place kickers in anywhere around here with Jimmy Hubbard. Jimmy's got a strong leg.
Jimmy Hubbard's number 51 there. He's a 195-pound senior this year, and of course he plays center too, Sid. And you're right, he does have a foot. He can put a foot in the ball.
Jimmy's one of the players that really worked hard this past summer with the weight program.
He's a fine young man, too. He spends a lot of time around my house and around my family, and everyone that knows Jimmy thinks a lot of him. And, of course, I want to say that about all these boys. That's the kind of boys that Coach J.C. Stewart coaches, and a lot of that comes from the coaching and the administration of a school that produces kids like this. You and I both know a lot of these kids personally, and that's the kind of kids that we have on this football field tonight in red uniforms, and I'm real proud of that. And they can go anywhere in Baton Rouge or the state of Louisiana, and I'm proud of them.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, we're getting ready for the kickoff here. Ball's teed up. Got a little short kick, a little squib kick. Having trouble getting a handle on it. Broadmoor falls on it. On about the 18-yard line, so Broadmoor will start 1st and 10 on their own 18.
Looked like, of course, the field's wet and the ball's going to be slick, and the guy had a little trouble getting a handle on the ball, like you said, and we're going to probably see a lot of that before the night's over.
I think so. Tell you, that wet field is bound to play a factor in tonight's game.
Now that the rain stopped, we have a beautiful night for football.
A handoff right off the middle. Looked like he might have picked up a yard. In fact, after he placed the ball, it's no gain. It'd be 2nd and 10.
Number 20 is quarterbacking for the Buccaneers, Sid, and like the Buffaloes, they have a junior quarterback. So these guys have a great career ahead of them yet in high school football. They'll have another year after this year.
Bucky Richardson is a quarterback and a safety. Has a pitch out.
That was Darrell Harris, number 37, carrying the ball wide around the left end. Sid, let me tell you that for years, as you've known, even back since we played football here, that Broadmoor's been famous for option plays, and they've always executed the option very well, and I think we can look forward to seeing that tonight. Now, what kind of havoc this weather's going to play with that option is yet to be seen, but they do run the option very, very well.
Well, that was an excellent call. On 2nd and 10, they got a 1st down out of it. It's number 20. He pitches out to number 33. That'd be Troy Marks carrying the ball.
That's what we was talking about, that option, you see, and he could have either continued to carry the ball or threw from that formation or did what he did with the pitch out, but they're dangerous with the option play, assuming that they can keep their hands on the football tonight.
Troy Marks is a 182-pound senior for Broadmoor. Was a ball carrier. 2nd and short yardage. Same little play. He got enough for 1st down.
Shredrick Triplett made the tackle on that play, number 43. Baker, the last couple of years, has been known for their defense. Sid, you want to talk a little bit about that? They're feeling out the Buccaneer offense right now, but they'll shut them down, I feel like, pretty shortly. They have a potent defense.
Well, you're exactly right, Greg. It's going to take a little time here for Baker to settle down. I didn't have a chance to get a scouting report prior to the game, but Broadmoor might be showing a little different look, too, than what they were used. That's the 2nd time they've tried to run up the middle on Baker for a little gain. Brings up a 2nd and 8.
Next up 2, 2nd down and 8, ball is up to 43.
Pass. Overthrown. That pass was intended for Chad Newman, number 85. Broken up by Mike Red from Baker. Greg Mike's a good little ball player, too. He's usually around the ball every time the ball's thrown back there.
You're going to see a lot of number 11 throughout this season. He's a defensive safety on the left side back here. And
quarterback keeping the ball. He may go all the way, Greg. He may go all the way. Touchdown.
Doggone it, I didn't think we would see that, especially this early in the ball game. I would...
That was off the option play. Quarterback kept the ball, just went around the end. Nobody touched him.
I'm going to tell you that option play that Broadmoor runs will play havoc with us tonight, and they've been famous for that, like we said earlier. That's disappointing this early in the ball game. I'm not overly concerned with it, but you don't like to see nobody put points on the board, especially this early in the ball game, this early in the season. But this defensive ball club has a lot of pride, and I'm gonna tell you what, they're gonna tighten their belt, regroup, and I don't think you're gonna see a lot of that tonight.
I don't think so. It's too early in the game, and tell you that number 20 for Broadmoor, Bucky Richardson, as a junior quarterback, he's handling himself quite well in that.
Who ran the touchdown that time?
That was number 20 , the quarterback Bucky Richardson.
He's big and he's pretty fast. He pulled away from those defensive backs there.
He's a quarterback. He also plays safety for Broadmoor, and he's a 186-pound junior. Tell you another thing that may be a factor in this game too. Of course, the temperature tonight is not as warm as it would be normally. However, if you look at the depth of the two teams with Baker and Broadmoor, Broadmoor does not have that much depth, and according to the roster, they have quite a few people that go both ways. So fatigue may play an important
But the place
factor in this
kicker's
game.
lining up for the extra point, Sid. Number 20 does everything. He's holding the ball for him. Kicks in the air.
Kicks good. That was number 25.
We have a flag on the play down there. Right after the point after touchdown, the head official threw the flag, and he was walking towards some of the Broadmoor Buccaneer players. It could be against Broadmoor. Personal foul against Broadmoor. I didn't see exactly what that would be, but
it's a dead ball foul, so they would have the penalty on the ensuing kickoff here.
Sid, we got to look at Coach Stewart on the sideline a while ago. He's definitely not happy with that defensive performance on that last series of downs, but I think he knows the kind of team that he's put together, and I don't think he's majorly concerned with this ball game yet. I think that he's still confident that his ball players can do the job.
Well, our offense hadn't had a chance to get their hands on the ball yet, and the key here is let's get it back right now. Back deep for Baker is number 1, Tony Sampson, number 2, Alfred Hudson, and number 24, Al Cummings. Tony Sampson and Alfred Hudson are both juniors. Cummings is a senior. He's playing his last year here at Baker.
We're talking about number 20, that quarterback, and he does do everything. He's lining up to kick off for the Buccaneers now.
Richardson kicking off for Broadmoor.
I doubt if you see him leave the playing field either, Gary.
Bucky Richardson, he gets a foot into it.
Kick's going to number 2, Alfred Judson, about the 30-yard line. He slips, Greg. He lost his footing right at the 35-yard line. I think they're actually marking the ball dead at about Baker's 34. So Baker has the ball 1st and 10 for the first time tonight on their own 34-yard line. Well, here go the Buffaloes. Let's see what we're going to do. And the fumble on the snap. Looks like Broadmoor may have recovered it.
Doggone if it don't. It again, like we said, because of the field condition, the ball's real slippery out there, Sid, and they didn't make a clean snap. The ball never got completely to the quarterback's hands and caused it to fumble, and that's what happens. Here's Baker again. The Buffaloes with their back to the wall early in the first quarter with 8 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first quarter, and Broadmoor leading this ball game 7-0 with a long run by their quarterback. And then, of course, a point after.
Well, that certainly was a bad break for Baker. They had a first and 10 on their own 34. Now Broadmoor has a 1st and 10 on their 38. Defense definitely has to tighten up in this situation. Flank out the left side, hand off up the middle, number 33. That's Troy Marks. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be close. Looked like he might have picked up about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. And they got a wide out to the right side. Fake the handoff off the middle. It's a pitch out to the left side, number 37. That's Darrell Harris.
Looks like it might be a fumble. Ball got loose.
Darrell Harris.
It's Baker's football.
Darrell Harris fumbled for Broadmoor. Baker got the turnover they needed badly.
Well, it looks like the Broadmoor Buccaneers returned the favor to the Buffaloes.
Well, on a double turnover, Baker picked up 2 yards. So we got 1st and 10 for Baker on their own 36-yard line.
Well, maybe they'll concentrate a little bit on handling that football. Of course, again, it's happening on both sides. See, it's just hard to handle a football that's soaking wet, and that field out there is soaking wet. We might see, I'm sure we'll see a lot more of that before tonight's over.
Chris Mook had to keep the ball that time. He was tackled by number 78, Jock Newman. Newman's a 218-pound senior for Broadmoor. It was a loss on the play for Baker.
Loss of 3, 2nd down, 13.
Be 2nd down and 13. Looks like somebody missed him coming around this end. He's another one that goes, plays both offense and defense for Broadmoor. There's another fumble on the snap, Greg.
And there's a flag on the play by the official to the near side of the field here. I don't have any indication as to what that might be yet.
I'm sure if it was against Baker, it'd be declined. There's another loss on that play there.
It is against the Buffaloes, the indication is.
Option arrest for Broadmoor.
Talking to the Buccaneers captain right now, defensive captain.
If it's a declined, it should bring a 3rd and about 16. 3rd and 15.
Look like illegal motion. We can't see the official very well. He's got his back to us. It looked like illegal motion. It was declined. It'll be 3rd down and 13 for the Buffalo.
Fumble. Looks like Broadmoor got the ball back. No. Yep, they saying Broadmoor recovered. That was number 8, Major Jones, on pitch out around the left side. That's a good solid lick that time. I don't think it was a question of the ball being wet as much as it was a good lick by Broadmoor.
Here's some good contact out there, Sid. Of course, again, the ball's slippery. It's hard to hold. When you have good contact like that, you're going to shake it or lose. You know, it kind of scares you. You got the caliber of teams that the Buffaloes have on the field tonight, and I'm not taking anything away from Broadmoor, but I don't believe, and I'm sure that anybody knows anything about Quad A football will tell you the Buccaneers hadn't put the same quality of team on the field as the Buffaloes. But they're in the ball game, and
Greg, I think we just had another turnover.
Maybe so. I see some indication from some of the players. I hadn't seen an official make a. No, he's signaling 2nd down. See,
second down. Look how he picked up about a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
Like I was saying, it really, the caliber of the teams against each other tonight could be interfered with according to the factors, weather factors and the field condition factors, and you hate to see that.
Well, that's right. You got to look at the weather, playing conditions. This is the first game. Discounted Jamboree. It's the first regular season game. Quarterback kept the ball. Looks like he got back to about the line of scrimmage. May pick up a yard. Should be 3rd and 8. You know, in any game, no matter if it's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, there's always that opening moment jitters by both teams, and I think that's probably played a factor along with the weather. But you know, Greg, just like you say, you can't discount Broadmoor. After the pouncing the Buffaloes gave them last year, what was it, 58-0 or something like that, I'm sure that's weighing in those boys' mind too, and they come up here to play ball. Quarterback kept the ball. He's going up the middle. Looks like he might be close to first down. He may have the first down, in fact. Officials are calling timeout for a measurement. It's going to be awful close.
Timeout for measurement.
Broadmoor did get the first down. Be 1st and 10 for Broadmoor on the Baker 26-yard line.
Blue Monte Carlo, 313X762. Your lights are on. 1st and 10 Broadmoor from the Baker 26-yard line. Richardson hands off to Marks. Marks gets to the 21. Flag on the
It's number 33, Troy Marks, for Broadmoor carrying the ball. We got a flag on the play. Looked like he may have picked up about 3 yards, but there is a flag down.
Number 33, the running back on offense and a linebacker on defense. He's a pretty good size, strong boy, 182-pound senior. Indication it's against Broadmoor.
Had an illegal receiver. The white team had an illegal receiver. They were penalized 5 yards. Makes it 1st down and 15 from the 31-yard line. Baker's secondary, we have number 11, Mike Red. Number 13, Mark Tingle. 43, rather. As a pitch out. Again, it looks like he got the penalty yardage back on that play. That again was number 33, Troy Marks.
I know that boy that made the tackle there, number 28. I'm kind of familiar with him.
Are you familiar with him? That was a good tackle he made too. Give you a look at Baker's secondary. In the secondary, you have number 11, Mike Red at safety. Number 43, Cedric Triplett. He's playing the other safety. We have number 28, Danny Allen at a corner.
The quarterback's... That quarterback is big, tough, and elusive. I'm going to tell you what.
He reversed his field.
He's going to start to give Baker trouble tonight. He got up in the middle and got into a jam, come right back out of the crowd, and then it was a foot race.
At the other corner for Baker, we have number 23, Cedric James. That was a very good move on that quarterback's part, Greg. He started going to his left. He saw everything was bottled up. He cut back across the grain, and nobody touched him. Kick's good. 4 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first quarter. The score is Broadmoor 14, Baker nothing.
I hope we're not in for a surprise tonight, Sid, but this early in the ball game, still with 4 and a half minutes left in the first quarter, the Broadmoor Buccaneers appears that they came out here to play football, and I'm going to tell you, they're not laying down. They obviously hadn't read the newspaper and seen who was favored in this ball game.
Well, Greg, you know, any sport, especially football, is a lot of emotion, and like I say, I don't imagine those Broadmoor Buccaneers forgot the whipping that Baker put on them last year, the humiliation that they had out of that game, and I felt sure they came up here to play ball. You know, Baker has had some bad breaks in this game with some turnovers, but Broadmoor's been able to capitalize on them.
That's right, and the field conditions the same for both teams. Let's not forget that. Number 20 kicking off again for the Buccaneers. Looks like he got a little adrenaline flowing. Hudson,
there he goes.
He might go.
One man.
He might go. He's going to. Hudson, number 2 for the Baker Buffaloes.
No flags. Yep.
There's a flag. He just throws it after the touchdown was made. We get a view of the flag there. The official just threw.
There's a flag down at the Broadmoor 20-yard line.
He threw it after the boy crossed the goal line, and I don't know.
Alfred Hudson, number 2 for Baker, took the ball all the way for a Baker touchdown. We do have a flag down on the play. There's a discussion now at the Broadmoor 20-yard line with the officials.
Man, you hate to see something like this because it was a good, clean, hard run. And whatever happened had no effect on the touchdown whatsoever, see, and that's what could be said in a situation like this. It looks like that they've got a spot right there that something could have happened, and they've spotted the ball.
Said they had an illegal block below the waist, I think, is what he said.
Okay, so it's not going to be the touchdown. Of course, is called back, but it's not going back to the kickoff. An illegal block below the waist.
Well, that's a shame to call back that touchdown. It was a beautiful run by Alfred Hudson, number 2.
And really, the block had no effect on the touchdown. The boy had scored a touchdown, but you know, it's for these ball players' safety that you have those rules. And I'm sure the officials seen someone throw a block below the waist, or he wouldn't have called that. And again, it's for their safety. You hate to see it, but you have to have those rules in the ball game. Doggone, that was a pretty run, though.
That was beautiful, beautiful. Baker hands off up the middle. Looks like maybe no gain on the play.
That could have given us a little.
Number 32, Dino Nettles, the ball carrier.
Had that touchdown stood, could have given us a little shot in the arm and maybe put a little adrenaline flow in our offensive team there.
Now, Alfred Hudson, number 2, he's 175 pounds. He's just a junior, so Baker will see him back next year. He does have quite a bit of speed.
Let's get a spot on the ball. It's second down, and the ball is located near the Broadmoor 35-yard line. It doesn't appear that the Baker offensive line has been able to really handle that defensive interior line of Broadmoor's yet, because our dive plays and plays within the tackles have come up with short net yardage of a yard or two every time.
Mook's back to pass. Pass is complete. It's number 84, Thomas Converse. That's good for a first down. Converse is a big young man, too. Converse is a 210-pound senior for Baker. It's a good set of hands. That's Baker's first down of the night, Gary. Comes with 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first quarter. That was Beeman carrying the ball for Baker. Brink takes it down in the 19-yard line. That was a 7-yard gain. It'd be second down and 3. That's the kind of movement Baker's got to have out of that offensive line if they're going to move the ball.
Looks like the Baker Buffalo quarterback's going to take it upon himself to do a little running tonight, too. That was Chris Mook that went around right in that time.
He picked up enough for the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 for Baker.
See, let me say something. I don't want to be negative, and goodness knows when it comes to the Baker Buffaloes, I'm one of the most positive people in the world. I think we have the greatest team in the country, and I'm going to continue to support them. But facts are facts, and isn't it possible that these Baker boys could have come in here tonight with not as much vibrance because of the kind of team that Broadmoor has, and because
That's Beeman fighting his way down inside the 5-yard line.
Greg Beeman
Great
makes a run.
Greg, I think you're exactly right. I think,
you know, they're human beings, and sometimes you got to get yourself pumped up, psyched up, and I know they work hard, and they really do. They work hard at practice and mentally preparing themselves, but sometimes it's hard to get yourself really fired up when you played a team last year and beat them by 50-some-odd points, and you're coming out here with twice the ball players that they have. You know, these kids know all of these facts, and maybe they come out here with a lackadaisical attitude in comparison to what Broadmoor did.
Greg,
Broadmoor has to do.
You know, we're talking about 17, 18-year-old young men here, very impressionable young men, and just the fact that the humiliation Baker put on Broadmoor last year works in Broadmoor's favor this year, it can just as easily work a negative aspect for Baker. I think you're exactly right. Broadmoor can look back on last year and the team that the media portrays him to have, and they can say, hey, you know, we're better than that. We're going to come up here and we're going to show Baker that we are better than that. We're going to win the ball game.
Sure.
Now, I think the same thing happens on Baker's side. It's hard for these young men to really get as fired up about playing them as they would at Denham Springs or Covington when they remember that the trouncing they put on them last year. But I think it's all over. But what's happening on the field right now is what they better put their minds on.
All right, it was second down on the first down of this series. Craig Beeman carried over the right side for maybe a yard. It looks like they were stopped at the line of scrimmage. That was second down. Of course,
Baker started us with a 1st and goal from the 4, and now it's 3rd and goal from the 4.
And it looks to me like the ball is spotted outside of the 5. The scoreboard says 4 yards, Sid, but
I think we
looks like
actually
it's
lost.
a little longer.
I think we actually lost a yard after those 2 plays.
We got flags flying all over the field now, of course, and they'll stop the play, but goodness gracious.
Well, it's against Baker. I think we had illegal movement on the Baker
5
team.
yards is going to put us 10 yards out now. That's not the place or the time that you need something like that. And, call it encroachment, I believe. An encroachment penalty.
I think one of our men moved too quick. There he is. He's wide open. Touchdown. No flag.
All the officials' hands go up, and none of them had a flag in it. That's what looks good.
That was number 6, Ty Thomas, Coach Larry Thomas's son, who caught the ball. He was wide open in the corner in the end zone. Chris Mook, son of Coach Joe Mook, quarterback in the ball.
2 of the coaches' sons there made a combination between quarterback and the receiver, and for 6 points.
Ty may not have the size that some receivers have, but he runs a very disciplined pass run route.
Lining up for the point after is number 51, Jimmy Hubbard. We got some kind of problem down on the field here before the ball was snapped. The whistles were blowing. It might be like a timeout or something. Maybe somebody on the Buffalo side had called a timeout. Could be an involuntary timeout. Maybe they're taking so long the officials had given them a timeout. I don't know.
Getting back to the last play, the touchdown play, Ty Thomas, number 6, 150-pound junior. Ty may not have the size and speed that some receivers have, but he runs a very disciplined route, and he has a good little set of hands on him. And that was a beautifully executed play that time.
Right through the uprights, Jimmy Hubbard for the point after.
Extra points good, and with 23 seconds left in the first quarter, the score is Broadmoor 14, Baker 7. It's going to be an interesting set of downs on this next defensive.
See, I'm still not uncomfortable with the ball game. I feel like that the Buffaloes will leave here victorious tonight, but you still hate to see. You still hate to see points on the board against a defense like Baker's been proud to have in years past this early in the season.
Well, one touchdown resulted from a pretty good drive from Broadmoor. The other was results of a series of turnovers deep in Baker's territory that Broadmoor did capitalize on. However, I share your sentiments in this thing, Greg. I think that Baker's going to prevail in the end. You know, Baker's got to do just like they did last year, and every team, not just Baker, but every team at any level needs to do. Despite the ratings, despite your past performances, despite what the sports writers say you should or shouldn't do, you have got to come out here and take every game one game at a time and take every opponent as if they were the world champions last year and mentally prepare yourself for that. And I think that's what these young men try to do. But
Jimmy Hubbard kicked the ball inside the 4-yard line.
Looks like Jimmy Hubbard may have to make the tackle here, Greg.
Well, he broke on a long run.
Hubbard made the saving tackle on that kickoff. It was a good kick by Hubbard. It looked like our coverage kind of got sucked into the middle of the field. Boy cut outside, and if it wouldn't been for Jimmy Hubbard, he could have went all the way. Greg, did you notice how right after Jimmy kicked the ball, he just stood there waiting as that safety valve and safety man, and some people might criticize that, but I think it's a smart coach.
Oh, yeah, he had to stay
back
as the safety man because of something that happened just like what did. A breakdown up in the middle can spring somebody sometimes, and he's got to be there between him and the goal at least to slow somebody down.
Broadmoor's got the ball 1st and 10 on Baker 35-yard line. That's a handoff to number 33. It'll be Troy Marks. Picked up good yardage on the play, Greg. Looked like he picked up about 8 yards, 7 or 8 yards.
We hear some of the folks in the stands out there hollering for the defense.
Big Turk, big number 90, Terry Moore just checked in the lineup for Baker. 290-pound senior.
The end of the first quarter, said the score, Broadmoor Buccaneers 14, the Baker Buffaloes 7. Well, they're changing ends of the field for the quarter. We're going to take a break here. Here we are back the first play of the second quarter. Broadmoor Buccaneers leading 14-7 over the Baker Buffalo. This will be the first down of the second quarter. All right, there was a fumble on the play, and the Buffaloes recover the ball. The Buffaloes will take possession of the football at the Baker, looks like the Baker 43-yard line, Sid, and it'll be first down and 10 yards to go for the Buffalo.
That was number 41, Alton Gajar, I think, came up with the ball, but
several people was involved on that play and that caused the fumble and then made the ball available. Dino Nettles, number 32, carried that time. He's a big, strong boy. I think you seen him last week perform, didn't you?
Dino carried the ball real well last week for Baker. He
sprung on one long touchdown, like 63 yards, I think.
Well, another fumble on the play.
Looks like Broadmoor's got possession.
Boy, you hate to see a game marred with all these fumbles.
We can ever learn to hold on to the football, and Baker can't get any yardage for leaving the football on the ground, see?
Well, you certainly can't get the ball in the end zone when you turn it over that much. That makes, I think, at least 3 or 4 turnovers for Baker in the first half.
Broadmoor will have it first and 10 from the Baker 44.
Broadmoor doesn't have bad field position either. First and 10 at the Baker 44.
There's that option play.
Flag on the play.
Not stopped at the 44. However, there's a flag in the air on the field.
Greg, you have any idea what the penalties?
Not yet.
are?
Might be holding against Broadmoor.
It is going against Broadmoor. 5-yard penalty.
Illegal use of the hands.
Holding to the ball at the 49-yard line, the first down and 15.
First and 15 from the 49 for Broadmoor. Uh-oh, wide open. Ooh. Just had him a little bit overthrown, but he was wide open on that play.
I want to mention while we're sitting up here watching and enjoying the ball game tonight, Sid, that we're eating on a few munchies here that was provided to us by the Seafood Cabinet Baker out on Dyer Road. And I'd like to remind all the folks that the Seafood Cabinet is located on Dyer Road, and Mr. Greg Lander, the owner out there, is a very friendly type and serves delicious food. So if you get a chance, visit the Seafood Cabinet.
Greg's certainly been a friend to us over the year. Good defense. Big number 90, Turk Moore.
Got a little scuffle going over here between two of the ball players, it looked like, but they settled it up pretty fast.
Well, I'll bring up a...
Third down.
We third down at 15.
Long pass play. It was in one of the Broadmoor players' hands, but it was very high and hard to handle. Mike Redd was right there with him.
In fact, I was watching Mike Redd. I thought he had the interception. He was in perfect position. At the last moment, a Broadmoor man got his hand on the ball. First time in tonight's game, Broadmoor's had to punt the ball. In fact, I think this is the first punt in the ball game.
We hadn't seen how the punters are able to handle the ball yet.
Number 20 is back to punt. Got the ball on his 40-yard line. Good punt.
It's going to go in the end zone, see, and I think they're wise to let it do that.
Right. The ball went into the end zone, be brought out to the 20-yard line. Baker have it first and 10 at their own 20.
Well, the percentages, and this time look out as the ball runs into the end zone. Baker right at first and 10 from their own.
Baker's going to take the ball over first and 10 from their own 20-yard line. With 9 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second quarter, the Buffaloes are trailing the Broadmoor Buccaneers 14-7. Kind of a surprise, don't you think, Sid? I don't think that anybody up here in these stands tonight would have thought that with very little time gone in the second quarter that the Buffaloes would be trailing Broadmoor.
I agree with you, Greg. I think it's very surprising score. I think the turnover here is the keys.
Here we have one. Here comes Craig Beeman.
Craig Beeman, good play. Baker's best play of the night.
Beautiful run by number 21, Craig Beeman. Craig Beeman, a senior for the Baker Buffalo, senior running back. Beautiful run, and after they caught up with him, he still, because of his aggressiveness, still got 7 or 8 yards along the sideline.
I like to say, Greg, the key in this game, I think, has been the turnovers, and unfortunately, most of the turnovers occurred on Baker's end of the field, and Broadmoor was able to capitalize. But I think as the game progresses, you'll see Baker settle down. start to dominate a little bit more. Good run, good run.
And number 2, that's
Alfred Hudson.
Alfred Hudson.
Young man has scored a touchdown, had it called back on a kickoff.
Looks like it's going to be second down for the Buffaloes with real short yardage.
Second 9.
Maybe second and 2.
Baker really needs to capitalize on this drive, Gary. It's their best drive of the night so far. Hudson again carried the ball. Looked like he got enough for the first down. Depends on where
they spot it, but it looks like they're going to have the. Looks like they have it.
First down.
There you go.
That gives Baker a 1st and 10 at the Broadmoor 36-yard line. Handoff goes to Nettles right up the middle. Picked up about 7 yards on the play. Down to the 28-yard line. Bring up second down at about 3.
Pick up 8 yards, second down and 2.
Look like Craig Beeman that time up the middle.
Pick up about a yard.
Yardage has been tough to get right up the middle tonight for the Buffalo.
Pick up a 1 yard, third down and 1.
Brings up a 3rd down 1. This is a big play for the Buffaloes. They need to keep this drive alive. Dino Nettles looks like he might be a little short. It's going to be real close. I think the official's going to take a timeout and measure this one.
Big number 32, Dino Nettles. Son of Mr. David and Charlotte Nettles of Baker, Louisiana. Dino's grandmother drove my school bus when I went to Baker, Sid. Ms. Nettles.
Was she happy about you riding on it?
I think she is. She still tells me that to this day.
Baker does have enough for the first down.
Oh, Dino's what's known as a thoroughbred. His mother was a Nettles before she was married, and married a Nettles. He's full-blooded Nettles all the way.
Nettles from both sides.
Of course, everybody knows Dino's the younger brother of T. Troy Nettles, who had fame here at Baker High School as a running back, went on to play football at Tulane University.
That's Major Jones with the ball for Baker all the way down the 17-yard line.
Richardson coming into the lineup for Broadmoor. Replaces Kelly.
I hate to be sitting up eating all this delicious fried fish from the seafood cabin when Coach Stewart and them got to be working down there on the sideline like that.
I hate it too.
You know he's going to get on us about this.
Not me. I called him Coach Stewart. Dino Nettles.
You learned your lesson the hard way last year, though.
Right. Oh, it takes me once.
There he is, the head football coach of Baker High School, Coach J.C. Stewart, in his 16th year with the Baker Buffaloes. I'd like to be the first one to congratulate him on the record he's had at this school, I can tell you. I'm proud of the man, not only as a coach, but as a spiritual leader of these boys at this school. And I think that's very important. I'm proud to say that both of my sons have played football under him.
Big play for Baker, Greg. 3rd and 2. I think Broadmoor may have held them. It was 3rd and 1. They short. It's going to bring up 4th down. I don't think there's any question about what Baker's going to do on this. Coach Stewart's on the sideline right now talking to number 72, Pat Holly.
You know, with Coach Stewart, he's like a kind of parent attitude to all of these boys. And that you can say whatever you want to say about him, he'll take care of you. But don't say nothing about them boys and mess with those boys. If you want to talk about those boys that play for him, you got to talk positive, or he'll be the first one to jump you before their parents. Got a mix-up on the play that time, again from the snap to the quarterback. But one thing about it, when your sons play football under Coach J.C. Stewart, you don't have to be present all the time to defend them. When they're in his care, they'll be defended, I can tell you that.
You're exactly right. He's a fine man, does a fine job with that team. Broadmoor held Baker that time. That was an important series of downs for Baker. One of the better drives, but it stalled out down here on about the 17-yard line. However, Broadmoor does have the ball with 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in the second quarter. And they have the ball on about their 17-yard line.
Got 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first half, maybe in the... Beautiful defense that time, Sid. Beautiful defense. They didn't get a chance to set anything up in the backfield. Again, looked like they were setting up that option play, but Baker broke through the line and didn't give him a chance to execute it. Maybe in the second half, Sid, we'll get a chance to kind of set up some interior line here in terms of names and identify some of the interior offensive line and interior defensive line for Baker.
I think Broadmoor may have called a timeout. 2nd and 12.
Timeout on the field.
Again, we want to thank Greg Landry with the Seafood Cabin for providing groceries to the press box tonight and for providing the services that he provides to the community all the time, Sid, and the great food that they have out there. We want to remind everybody and ask everybody to patronize the Seafood Cabin and businesses like that do so much for the community.
From now on, Greg, we're going to have to get this food sent up here at halftime.
There's a group of folks right there, Sid, that does a lot for the program at Baker High School, the cheerleaders. And, you know, they are in charge of the spirit and the pep that you hear in these stands and everything. They do a good job and always rank very high in the cheerleader camp.
You're right, Greg, and I tell you what, every afternoon you can see these boys out here practicing football, but those girls over on the side somewhere practicing their cheers too, and they work awful hard at what they do. It all goes to making this sport what it is. Marks carried the ball for Broadmoor. Looked like he was stopped by number 23, Cedric James for Baker.
Marks gets up to the 20-yard line.
Looks like he bring up about a 3rd down and about 7.
2nd down and 7.
Ooh, good tackle. Good hard tackle.
Beautiful defense that time.
That's number 90. Big Turk, Terry Moore, 290-pound senior.
We want to remind everybody that Group W will be broadcasting LSU football this year on pay-per-view TV. To get your pay-per-view box, just call 774-9400. That's 774-9400. And get your pay-per-view box so you can watch all of the LSU football games in your living room this year. Beautiful kick.
Number 1, Tony Sampson. He's back up the middle. Gets up to about the 47 where Baker had the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first half.
want to thank Group W for bringing these ball games to the citizens of Baker, the citizens of the viewing audience of Group W. It is a production of Group W. We'd like to thank Mr. Ray Beavers, the manager of the Group W station, Mr. Bert Clark, and Mr. Jed Dayrees, who helps set this up for us and does a terrific job. Bert Carson.
Here she is, Miss America. Ooh. Just pass intended for Converse. Thrown just a little behind
I said the main man's name incorrect. It's Mr. Bert Carson. Mr. Bert Carson, who's our director.
He does look a little bit like Bert Clark.
I think that means you're number one.
That's right.
Bert.
You ought to be flattered. Sit over there and eat your catfish. Tell you, it looked like on that play, quarterback for Baker had a little trouble getting his feet playing, and that field is playing a factor in this game. Tried to get set and looked like he had a little trouble getting. Oh, he's cutting back. Ooh.
Baker. Baker tried a little option of sort that time, and
brings up 3rd down and 7.
Looked like Mook was sprung for big yardage, and somebody caught him by the shoestring from behind.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go a lot more than he did, too. Somebody got a hand on his foot.
Of course, in my defense, y'all, I'd just like to thank y'all from Group W for providing the play-by-play and commentary for the folks out there, because they do this for us at no charge.
Thank you, Bert.
Thank you,
that
Bert.
was Mr. Bert Carson, our director.
Appreciate that.
You don't think for 1 minute you could get Sid Gotro from in front of this microphone, do you?
They erred when they asked me the first time, I tell you. And that brings up 4th down.
There's the dance corps. Beautiful girls in the dance corps.
Baker's band's falling out of the stand now to come down for a halftime show.
Timeout, Fisher. Time to remind you that the first half was brought to you in part by the Frank Ranger. We appreciate your vote on October 19th. Frank is running for the next 5 term as we play for the Frank Ranger Jr. Frank is wedging the second drop.
Coach J.C. Stewart, head football coach of the Baker Buffaloes.
Frank Sandwich fans, so please get out and vote on October 19th. You get Frank Ranger and your voting support. So
Baker's lined up to punt. Jimmy Hubbard, number 51 for Baker's, back to punt the ball. Back deep for Broadmoor is number 82, Mike Arena. Jimmy gets a good punt off. It's going deep. Hits on about the 20-yard line.
Back to the 18-yard line. Broadmoor will take his first and 10 from their own 18.
Broadmoor has the ball 1st and 10 from their 18 with 1:12 left in the first half.
Trailing, Baker Buffaloes trailing Broadmoor 14-7. Said the
official just called a timeout and charged against Broadmoor. Evidently, one of their players had some illegal equipment on.
I don't know if the folks can hear over this microphone the loudspeakers outside, but when the official's making a call, that is the official on the field. He's carrying one of those mics on his side like the professional referees do, and they've tried it toward the end of last year, and it looks like they're gonna work out successful. So that is the official that the folks are hearing out there.
Greg, something just came through. Greg, we might want to add, too, in addition to that feature with the fans being able to hear the call over the loudspeaker here at the stadium, The next home game, Group W will provide instant replay in slow motion on its telecast too. So I think that's a big improvement from last year, and certainly to be something we can enjoy working with. The rain.
Like the defense came through that time and stopped them for no yardage.
I was impressed with Baker's secondary that time. I think they all had everybody covered real well. That time Mike Red was back with his man. He wasn't taking any chances with him. He played him well on that one. I think the only thing kept the slow motion instant replay from tonight was the weather. Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah. At halftime, I want to talk a little bit about Group W and what they're doing for the community and how they're providing for this coverage of the football game.
Got a flag on the play.
There was an attempted option play that time, but the defense seemed to hang tough and do the job. Looked like maybe delay of the ball game or something, the indication. I think Baker's indicating a timeout. They're calling a timeout with 27 seconds left on the clock. Group W, under the management of Ray Beavis, as we said earlier, have provided for these ball games. They have a lot of equipment that they provide to bring these ball games to the folks here, and they're continuing to add to it. And they have a few surprises for us, like you said a while ago. Next week, hopefully, they'll have it geared up to where we can have slow motion. And there's some new equipment that they'll have where we can take some still shots of some of the football players. And when somebody does something on the field, we can maybe show a close-up shot of the football players from time to time. And under the direction of Bert Carson and the help of Jed Dayrees, they've been able to accomplish this. And I think it's commendable that high school football, and let me say, I think we're one of the only high school teams in this area that has this kind of coverage. I think it's commendable to a group like Group W to be able to give a community this type of service. I'm glad to be part of it.
I'll tell you, Greg, and you and I both know the comments and we get from the public concerning these type services, and I think it is a definite asset and a definite tribute to the people of Group W for what they've brought into this community, and let people that otherwise wouldn't be able to view things like this and really know what's going on in their community. It really brings it into their home and lets them know what's happening around them.
That's right. It looked like Broadmoor quarterback just took the ball and dived with it. It appears that they're just trying to run the clock out of the first half and leave the field with a 7-point lead, 14-7.
If they get this play off, it should be the last play of the first half.
I'm not sure they'll even get it off, Sid. It's 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
All right, Sid. That'll be the last play of the first half with the score of Broadmoor 14, Baker 7. Tell you, Greg, I don't think I really want to be that defensive team at halftime. I know Coach Joe Mook does not like to give up points.
Now let's talk about Coach Mook. Coach Joe Mook, and that's his son playing quarterback out there, but he is the defensive coordinator for the team, the defensive coach, and he does a terrific job. And we know we went through half of the season last year without even being scored on, and it was under his direction, his coaching, and I think he'll put that same type of defense together this year. And again, I think it's got a lot to do with the field condition and the weather. The reason that Broadmoor has 14 points on the board right now, bad footing, you know.
Well, one thing too. The defense doesn't fumble the ball, and we've had quite a few turnovers from the offense, and that keeps your defense out on the field for a good bit of time. But I'm sure Coach Mook will make the necessary adjustments at halftime. Come back at the second half.
A valuable program at Baker High School. The Baker High School Buffalo Marching Band under the direction of Miss Catherine Hurd. The drum major, Mr. Jamie Ducote. In the foreground here, you see the dance corps of Baker High School. Baker High School marching band. Halftime's always a delight, Sid, and of course these folks are the ones that make the halftime a delight, the band and the dance corps. And you know, this doesn't just happen. These folks spend a lot of time. They start early in the summertime, same as the football players, and have 2 a days just like the football players as far as practicing and the formations that they do and the music that they play. Again, takes a lot of practice and a lot of dedication on their part. We don't want to fail to mention the flag corps, which is behind the band. You'll see them again in a minute. The girls with the flags, that's the Baker Flag Corps. Might get a close-up shot here of the dance corps along the sidelines. Beautiful girls, every one of them. There's the dance corps. Beautiful girls.
High school dance team under the direction of Christy Cumion, captain, and Katie Jones and Chanel Taylor, co-captain. They will perform to the tune of She Works Hard for the Money.
The spirit leader for the dance corps is Miss Tracy Wells. She happens to be my niece, a beautiful young lady. Miss Tracy Wells, the spirit leader. Baker High School Marching Band. The Baker High School Dance Corps.
Great. Before the teams get back out on the field, we'll have a few minutes. Let's talk a little bit about the Baker Buffalo Century Club. Just what is Baker Buffalo Century Club. The Century Club is an organization that financially supports athletes at Baker High School through tax-deductible donations. Let's ask some questions and see if we can get some answers here. Like, what is the cost of membership? Well, if you're interested, a membership is a $100 donation. Is a standard membership.
Who all's eligible for membership in the Century Club, Sid?
All supporters of Baker High School are eligible. The program is especially designed to gain financial support from graduated athletes and parents of present athletes at Baker High School.
Well, is there a membership limit? I mean, can they have too many?
The number of members is unlimited. A total of 250 contributors would give excellent support to the Baker High School athletic program.
You know, a lot of people don't know how the athletic programs are funded at Baker High School. Maybe you can enlighten us on that.
Yeah, Greg, the school athletic program is financed entirely from funds generated by the school. The East Baton Rouge Parish School Board does not provide financial support for athletics.
Well, why does the school need a Century Club? What good is it?
Well, the cost of equipment, awards, transportation, medical supplies, meals, officials, and utilities, you know, it's increased significantly in recent years. And in addition to girls' athletics, that's greatly increased the expenditures as these sports generate no income. It is impossible to increase the ticket prices in revenue-producing sports to parallel the cost increases. Therefore, you know, the high schools are faced with the problems of supporting athletic programs from fund-raising efforts such as this.
Okay. How will the revenues that's generated by the Century Club be utilized, Sid?
Well, Greg, the entire amount of money realized from club memberships will be spent on athletic programs at Baker High School. Funds will be used to purchase equipment and supplies, transport athletes, pay officials' fees, purchase awards for athletes, and this sort of thing.
Okay. Maybe for informational purposes, how would a supporter of Baker High School athletics become a member of the Century Club?
Okay. Any coach at Baker High School can put you in the right direction and get you the application necessary. If you're at the ball game and you obtain a program, the application for membership is in the program. The completed application accompanied by a donation of $100 will earn membership in the club. The application and dues should be returned to Baker High School if you pick one up or if you get one out of the program here.
Well, we all know that to run operations this size, it takes dollars, Sid. So I'm sure that everybody will recognize that this is a viable organization for the continued support of Baker athletics. And I want to tell you, I'm glad to be a part of an organization, a school that has these type of programs. And I think there's a lot of folks out there that can participate in the Century Club now that they would know how to go about it and what it does.
That's right. And Greg, you know, we realize times are tough and things are hard, and there's a lot of people out of work, and $100 is $100, and it's hard to come by for a lot of people. But you know, if you don't have the money to spend to belong to the Century Club, and certainly there's other benefits, just not you know, parking permits and other things that the people here let you know about. But if you don't have the money, and like a lot of people don't, they can't afford $100, we urge all of them to join the Baker Booster Club, because this organization is probably, just like I said earlier, you know, they provided the funds, they generated the funds necessary to buy the weight and equip the weight room. And if you're going to be successful, if you're going to compete in Quad A, at the Quad A level, you've got to have these things. And the Booster Club just does a tremendous amount of work towards improving athletics here at Baker High School. And let me urge you, that doesn't cost. I don't know what are the dues this year, Greg. You know, they've been $10 a year.
They're $20
a year now.
For the Booster Club.
Yeah, and I think that if you have a son or daughter who's involved in athletics here or whatever, you know, dig down and get that $20 and become a member.
But they need your attendance too. I've been to some of the meetings, and they're crying for attendance at these meetings to help out with some of the programs. It's not always just the money, just $1. Of course, the $20 memberships help, but they need to raise funds other ways. And, of course, like you said, the Century Club's one way. The people that they're looking for in the Century Club, Sid, again, is school supporters, former athletes, parents of athletes, and then businesses. We all know that businesses usually once a year can find $100. You have men like Mr. Jerry Epperson, who's the principal of Baker High School, along with his assistant principals, Mr. Richard Bullock and Alan Spears. Mr. Larry Thomas, of course, is the dean of students, and the head coach of the Buffaloes, Coach J.C. Stewart. The times that they spend keeping programs together, facilitating this facility, and they need the support, both financially and activity-wise, of the parents and people in our community. Again, I think that we can't recognize these men that I just named enough, the type of job that they do for this plant. And this is a plant. This is an educational facility, a plant, what have you, that is important to not only the future of our individual youth, but it's important. It plays a great part in the future of our community, the future of our state, and the future of our country. And these men do a terrific job. I'm proud of them.
That's right, Greg. They certainly do. And you know, Baker being the largest enrollment school in the parish, and for us to have and have maintained over the years the quality of education here at Baker High School and the athletic programs that we have, it's a tribute to each and every one, from Jerry Epperson, Richie Bullock on down, and through this coaching staff. And you know, each year we give these individuals all the praise due them, and rightly so, because these are the people that's helped keep Baker what it is right now today, and they will a debt of gratitude to all of them.
You know, we have a unique situation here in that we're a high school the only high school within a community, within a city. Of course, Baton Rouge has a lot of high schools, but there's a uniqueness here that we have a closeness that this high school belongs to this city, and there's not another high school in this city, and we're proud of that. I want to mention our city government, Mayor Pete Heine, who is a great supporter of this institution, and I think that Jerry Epperson and Coach Stewart would tell you that as the mayor of this city, that he's been very supportive of this school for many, many years. And I'd like to mention the other members of the city council: Councilman Duke Welsh, Councilman Jim Hill, Councilman Sonny Verdi, Councilman Jimmy Puccio, and of course myself, Greg Allen. I'm on the city council. This council as a unit supports this facility, and again, I think that this can be verified by the administration, that whatever they ask of their city government, they get it. And I'm proud to be a part of a city government that can work for an establishment like this and feel the closeness. And then I don't want to leave our chief of police out, Sid Gotro, who's here with me now, and Sid, y'all do a good job, a tremendous job with the police, the police support that you give this school, and transportation and guard service and what have you, as far as crosswalk. And you know, not every school can boast that they have this type of community with this type of support. I'm proud of it.
Well, I am too, Greg. I appreciate those words. Also, you know, that goes back, and of course we could talk for another hour on the people that go up to make Baker and the different facets of government and school and the entire community. And you know, it's just like you mentioned about the support we have here. You look out here, I probably have out here right now no less than 20 officers, and most of them are reserve officers who donate their time to this school for this, and because it means something to them. It's not just, you know, they don't have anything else to do. They have other things they could do, but it means something to them, and I'm very proud of those individuals. I'm proud of my department. I'm proud of the people in it, and
I think the school is, and the people in the community are. Let's mention the cheerleaders right now, because they work real hard for this facility. They're waiting under the goalpost down there for the football team to come back out. The cheerleaders are Marcy Chapman, Kim Wargo, Juanita Lewis, Andrea Martin, Tina Burris, Demetrius Collins, Joanne Patin, Tammy Tourer, Denise Bergeron. This is a beautiful organization of girls, and they do a terrific job. You can see them working down there right now, trying to get everybody fired up, and the team's not even back on the field yet.
I tell you, that's what I love about this. When you look at the band and the dance corps and the flag corps, the cheerleaders and the football team, and you know, and the fans, you know, it just all comes together on these Friday nights, and it's just an excitement about it. It's tradition, you know. It's just, and I guess being an ex-athlete, you know, I relate to it even more so, and it's something that can draw the entire community together, and it's something that you really, really have. Greg, quickly, I'd like to take this opportunity before both the teams come back out on the field. You know, this week, my oldest daughter, Chantel, had to undergo major surgery, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank the many friends that we have in this community, to thank all the churches and the pastors and everybody who had her in their prayers and had her on the prayer list at their church, because I'm here to tell you right now here tonight that this was the power of prayer, because that child underwent major surgery. We were given a picture from the doctors that painted a very gloomy picture, and it was nothing more than the power of prayer that in the grace of God that girl came out of that operating room like she did. And we just want to thank, the family wants to thank all of you for the many prayers and cards and flowers that you sent, and we deeply appreciate it.
That's the kind of community we have, see, and again, I'm proud to be part of it, and God bless y'all. I hope everything turns out all right. All right, the Baker Buffaloes have returned to the field. There we have Coach J.C. Stewart bringing his Buffaloes back on the field. The Buffaloes will be receiving this half, Sid, in the second half. There's Coach Joe Moot, the coach of the defense. We want to mention Coach Larry Thomas. I don't see him down there right now, but Coach Larry Thomas is a very active part of this program. Coach Thomas could be in the press box. I don't know.
He was in the last game, Greg. I think he's probably back.
Coach Earl Langlois there on the sidelines. Yeah. We're looking at right here. Coach Earl the Pearl Langlois. And Coach Stringer. There we have Coach Stringer. Coach Stringer and Coach Langlois coached the 9th grade team as head coaches, but they are assistant coaches on the varsity squad.
Greg, you know a gentleman that was absent last year who's back with us this year, and he's coaching the JV team with Coach Ory, is Coach Broussard, and we're certainly glad to have Coach Broussard back here at Baker. And they're doing a fine job with that JV team, and tonight I may mention that Coach Ory and Coach Broussard are away scouting Baker's opponent next week, East Ascension.
And the JVs won that game this week 8-0 over Broadmoor JV. Have a short kick that time.
Baker has the ball, looks like about on the 35-yard line. Give them 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line to open up the second half.
We don't have any statistics of the first half, but here we start in the second half. It'll be Baker's ball, 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. And the first half ended with Broadmoor in the lead 14-7. Hopefully the Buffaloes can come back and put this thing back into perspective, see? Coach, this ball game's being aired to you tonight. It's delayed telecast at 10:30. It'll be played again at... I'm going to get attention of our director here in a minute and find out that it'll be aired again probably Monday at around 5 o'clock Monday afternoon. So if you see when you watch a ball game tonight, tell all your friends that don't get a chance to see it to tune in Monday at 5 o'clock and see the broadcast of the Baker Broadmoor football
That's
game.
Mook on the option. He's pitching back to Beeman. Beeman looked like he picked up about 5-6 yards on that play. That was a well-executed option.
We're down in 3.
Third and 3 for Baker. Beeman picked up 7 on that play.
Big tackle, Johnny Bergeron for Baker, number 63, coming out of the ball game. Looked like another fumble on the snap. The ball hard to handle again, see it?
It's going to bring up a 4th down for Baker.
4th down, and it appears that the Buffaloes are going into punt formation. Back to punt for Baker is Mr. Jimmy Hubbard, big number 51. It's a low snap.
Ooh, looks like he might have shanked it a little bit.
Kick got off the side of his foot, but didn't get any roll at all, Sid, when it hit the ground at the Broadmoor 37-yard line.
No, that wasn't one of Jimmy's better kicks. It gives Broadmoor the ball 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
We might want to mention this is Jimmy Hubbard's first year to punt now. He's been a kicker, a place kicker for several years, but this is his first year to punt. And this is his first regular season ball game to punt in. He punted a couple of times in the Jamboree. Well, let's set the defense.
It's the first look at defense for the second half for Baker. Secondary stays the same. Looks like Broadmoor hand off up the right side of the field. Looked like he might have picked up maybe a yard on a play, a little less. Bring up 2nd and long 9.
Number 77, Matt Young, was in on that tackle. Big number 77. They expect to see a lot of big things from Matt Young. He's just a junior, 265-pound tackle.
Right side of the line for Baker on right defensive end is number 88, John Brissett. He's a 180-pound junior. Right tackle on defense is number 90, Terry Moore, 290-pound senior.
Up toward the middle, number 54 is Barry Causey, a 180-pound junior.
Have number 79 checking in right now, Greg. Had to be a transfer student this year. Number 79, Chip Morgan, 225-pound senior. He came here from Catholic High this year. Has a pitch out to number 33. That's Troy Marks for Broadmoor.
In at nose guard for the Buffaloes, number 78, Dexter Thomas, a 200-pound senior.
Going in for Baker also on this play is number 77, Matt Young, 265-pound junior. Baker's got some beef in that defensive line. Of course, as I stated a little earlier, Baker's secondary remains the same. At right corner, we have number 23, Cedric James, 160-pound senior. At left corner, we have number 28, Danny Allen, 145-pound senior. As the option is pitched back to number 37. He breaks a couple tackles. Looks like he's got enough for first down. That was number 37, Darrell Harris, 154-pound junior for Broadmoor.
Baker's secondary is getting a workout tonight on those pitch plays and those round-end plays. The defensive end's getting taken in, it looks like, and of course that option's hard to cover. It takes about 3 people to come up and do a job to make sure that every point of the option is covered, and it's just hard to do. I mean, it's easy for us to sit up here and talk about.
That's right.
Those fellas down there is working hard to try to contain that.
Has a handoff right up the middle. Looks like they picked up about 2 or 3 yards. Safeties for Baker, once again, a number 43, Cedric Triplett, 155-pound senior, and number 11, Mike Red, 150-pound senior.
There's little Mike Red, number 11 on your screen right there. Real dedicated ball player. A fine young man, too. He spends a lot of time around the house, and I think the world of that young man. He's real dedication. Making the tackle for the Baker Buffaloes, number 45, Larkin Weber, 175-pound senior.
This brings up a real important down here. It'll be 3rd down and about 3, 3rd and 3 for Broadmoor. This is a very important play for both teams here, Greg, with 7 minutes and 55 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Baker down 14-7 in the ball on their own 39-yard line. This is a very important play.
Dexter Thomas came out of the game at nose guard. They got Howard Bonaventure in there, number 81, 170-pound junior.
Fumble on the play. Baker's held him. Number 20, quarterback for Broadmoor, dropped the ball, picked it up, but he was quickly covered by a couple of Baker jerseys there. So it brings up 4th down and about 3. I'm sure Broadmoor will punt in this situation.
Broadmoor's inside the Baker 40-yard line at about the Baker 39.
I'm not sure they're going to punt, Greg. I think Broadmoor's going for it.
Because of field position, they probably will. It appears that they will.
Field position, a wet ball, I'm sure that they, of course, it looks like they got the first down. It's going to be awful close.
Tackle made by big 79, Chip Morgan, who just went in for the Buffaloes a while ago, number 79. Chip Morgan, he's a tackle, 225-pound senior. Chip's a fine young man.
Sure is. He's comes from a good family.
His mother's active in the Booster Club. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's secretary this year, Ms. Morgan. And again, we want to talk about the Booster Club. We want to see more people participate, more of the parents and former athletes get involved in the Booster Club. They need your help.
Greg, not only, we put a lot of emphasis on the active players, parents, and so forth, but You know, the Booster Club should be alumni as well. You know, ex-athletes, people that come here and that follow Baker, even though they don't have a son playing. And
there's a pitch out.
Looks like a fumble on a play. Looks like Baker's got the ball. That's the kind of break we're looking for right there. That's
there
number 81.
That's a Howard Bonaventure. Just won the game at nose guard a while ago. Came up with a football. Number 81, Howard Bonaventure.
I know his daddy, Ronnie, who's a full-time fireman for the city of Baker, is probably jumping out of his seat down there. Howard was right on top of the ball, and that's the kind of thing we need if the Baker turn this ball game around.
We got Danny playing defense back there, number 28, and Howard. That group of boys they've been raised together, came up together. I coached them all t-ball together before they were of school age.
That's Craig Beeman up the middle. Looks like he might have picked up about a yard.
Craig Beeman, number 21, runs the ball for the Buffaloes. In at center, number 51, Jimmy Hubbard, who is the place kicker and also the punter. At one of the guards is number 64, Ken Lang, 185-pound senior. At the right tackle, number 79, Chip Morgan, tackle, 225-pound senior. We just talked about him. He goes both ways. He was on defense. Right in, number 84, Thomas Converse, 210-pound senior.
That's Major Jones carrying the ball. Picked up about a yard. Probably bring up about a 3rd and 7 for Baker. Ball's on the Baker 45-yard line.
Another one of the guards, number 65, Brent Causey, 175-pound juniors in the ball game.
Being up here in this press box, you get a ooh and ah out of me every once in a while, but it's easier to see the play develop. And it's been several plays here tonight. If it wouldn't have been for just one block, Baker could have turned these things into some big
John Badger came out of the game, Sid, number 63.
He's one of the alternating guards. He's back. That's Chris back to pass. He's throwing it up.
And I mean,
it's intended for number 6, Ty Thomas, a little overthrown. Thomas was well covered back there that time. He had two Broadmoor defenders.
The ball was on mark.
No. Looked like Chris had to rush his throw a little bit. And I tell you, he's really having problems getting set to throw the ball with the field as wet as it is.
One of the tackles in the game, left tackle number 72, Pat Holly, 210-pound junior. He's a healthy young man.
Oh, great punt. Great
Jimmy
punt.
Hubbard's punt. Beautiful punt.
That's number 82, Mike Arena. They caught the ball, returned it for about 5 yards.
Good coverage. Number 6, Ty Thomas makes the tackle. Ty Thomas, again, the son of Coach Larry Thomas, plays in. He's a 150-pound junior.
Well, that'll give Broadmoor 1st and 10 with 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. They got the ball 1st and 10 on their own 25.
25-yard line. Broadmoor call 1st and 10 from their own 25.
Baker's going to have to get some more points on the board here. We're still down by 7 points.
Quarterback kept the ball that time. Went up the middle. Looked like he picked up about 3 yards. Ought to bring up 2nd and 7.
It appears that Howard Bonaventure is back in at nose guard for the Buffalo. Number 81. Who on the last series of downs, the defense recovered the fumble.
All right, good play, good play. Looked like just about every one of them Baker's defense was.
Big Chip Morgan got a hold of him, number 79.
Defense by Chip Morgan, number 79.
Coach Stewart looked like he's got his offense on the bench on the sideline. Looks like he's giving them some instructions there.
Well, he's going to try to get something started, I'm sure, to see that they can keep the ball driving and get in the end zone. Nobody right now is more aware of the need of getting some more points on that board than that man standing right there. That flag's flying on the play. It looked like it was going to be a pass play by design, Sid.
Yeah, I think he had every intention on throwing the ball. Looked like the secondary had everybody pretty well covered. he tried to run with the ball, and of course Baker was there. Flag on the play. It's probably going to be against. Looks like it's going to be against Broadmoor, and maybe holding. Personal foul against Baker.
Personal foul against the Buffaloes. This will go against them, and this is going to hurt. See, we had them third down, six yards to go that time, and as we've seen, they didn't get the yardage that it took.
No, I would have brought a fourth down and forced a turnover.
That's a big one, too. He walks off 15 yards to give the Broadmoor Buccaneers the first down at the near midfield around the 44-yard line.
Henry plays the ball at the Broadmoor 43-yard line. Henry also gives Broadmoor a first down, so it's been 10 from their own 33.
They are elusive on that option play.
We got a flag down in the backfield.
It appeared 2 or 3 times there that they had them for a loss, and they execute that option as well as any high school team I've ever seen, and have for years.
You know, too, Greg, I noticed just outside our booth here, there's some scouts here from South Terrebonne and also East Ascension, and I'm sure they're making note of how well this option. I don't know what style of offense South Terrebonne runs, but I'm sure they're taking note of the option working as well as it has for Broadmoor
this time
tonight.
it looked like the handkerchief being dropped was in favor of the Buffalo, Sid. So the 15 yards that we lost a while ago, it looked like we gained back on a clipping penalty against the Buccaneers.
It's a 15-yard penalty. Brings up 1st and 25.
At the Broadmoor 29-yard line. 1st and 25.
Broadmoor just called timeout with 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third quarter. They're faced with a 1st and 25.
There we have some of Baker's best standing over there, Sid. Some of the Baker policemen. We see Assistant Chief of Police to the right, Chief J.D. McAllister, and then the yellow jacket, one of your detectives, Sergeant Jesse Burgoyne.
And that's Officer Dunaway there standing behind J.D. McAllister, and that's one of my reserve officers. Looks
Bill
like
Davis,
Bill Davis. Yeah, that's who it is. Coach Moot giving his instructions to his defensive captains. Number 45, Lincoln Weber. Number 54, Barry Causey.
Coach Stewart seems a little perturbed right now, but
I'm sure he's frustrated, as well the team is.
And many of the fans are, from some of the comments we can hear outside. And we got a Class A ball club here. I mean, when I say Class A, I mean top shelf ball club for Quad A football, and people just expect to see them play the type of football that they know they're used to playing. Looked like a long gain on that play by the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it looks like they got the 15 yards back on that play. It should bring up 2nd and 10.
We got a ball player down on the field right now. Let's see. That's a Broadmoor Buccaneer. And we pick up. That's the quarterback, number 20. That's that.
Number 80, Tim Sullivan, 180-pound senior, checking in for Baker.
Boy,
number 87, Jimmy Vaughn, 185-pound junior's checking out.
See, that could be devastating for Broadmoor there. That big number 20, Bucky Richardson's down on the field right now. That quarterback that's been doing so well. He runs, he throws, he executes that option. He kicks, he punts, he does everything for him. I'm going to tell you, this could.
I tell you what, Greg, you hate to see that with any ball player, but when you look at, you're right, it could be very devastating to.
He's still down on the field right now. They got some managers and some trainers gathered around him there with the officials.
That boy there has really played a heck of a game for Broadmoor tonight. He's been the nucleus of their whole team.
Let's see, maybe we get a close shot of they're working on equipment or what. Or they got him standing up right now. Let's see if.
Appears to be either ankle or a knee. The way he's walking off, though, I'm sure he's not hurt.
He's limping. It could be just a Charlie horse or something. Maybe maybe they'll work it out. I don't know.
Well, the way he kept his legs straight and pulled him up, it very well could be a Charlie horse.
Could be a.
Williams, number 17, replaces Richardson as the quarterback slot by Broadmoor.
I want to tell you, this is not going to be. This isn't something that you want to look forward to as a coach of Broadmoor, to have to put in a green quarterback right now with the field conditions like they are, and as difficult as it is to handle the football. Let's see what number 17 can do. Number 17 is Derek Williams. He had a little trouble handling the ball that time from the center, and I think we can look forward to that a new quarterback coming in there under those conditions will have a little trouble.
Greg, according to the program, that's number 17, Derek Williams. His position listed in here is end and safety. They don't even have him as listed as a quarterback in the program. He's a 170-pound junior. The other quarterback that they have listed in their program is number 18, Brad Simpson, 156-pound junior.
Well, it's definitely number 17 in the ball game right now.
Seemed been a little mix-up right back there, and Baker was all over him.
Pursuit was beautiful. Beautiful pursuit on the defense. Number 88 was back there, John Brosette for Baker, 180-pound junior.
Back to the 30-yard line.
I think the number 20 is back in the ball game. Well, he's going to be punting the football. Obviously, his injury wasn't very serious. He's back in the ball game. You hate to see any young man in this sport get hurt, but looked like Baker was going to get a break there for a second.
He's going to number 1. That's Tony Sampson. Tony trying to reverse his field. He's wrapped up down there on about the 37-yard line. Baker had the ball 1st and 10, ball on about the 37-yard line.
That was great coverage on the part of the on the part of Broadmoor's punting team that time.
Yeah, they didn't give Tony much room to go anywhere. I tell you, Greg, just like we stated right before halftime, looks like the adjustments were made on defense, because Baker's really put a stop to Broadmoor so far in the second half on defense.
Now we need to see what the Buffaloes can do on offense. It's a minute and 34 seconds left in the third quarter. They're going to have to generate some kind of an offense here and get in that end zone.
Handoff up to Dino Nettles. Met at the line of scrimmage. Looks like about no gain on the play.
Big Dean, number 32, carrying the ball for the Buffaloes.
Picks up 1 yard, second down and 9.
Number 63, John Bajeron, 180-pound senior, checks in with the play for Baker. The other guard's number 64, Ken Lang, 185-pound senior. It's a fake. Ball thrown a little short. Intended receiver was number 84, Thomas Converse. Brings up a 3rd down.
I think that Chris Mook executed very well that way on a little play-action pass. He made the fake handoff beautiful, rolled out, and had plenty of time to throw the football. But again, the ball's hard to handle. I'm sure it's hard to throw the football with it being that wet and slippery and everything.
It's another big play for Baker. 3rd down and 9. Fumble on the play. Looked like Dino Nettles jumped on the ball for Baker. Brings up a punting situation. There was a loss of yardage on the play.
Little fiascos like that's what's hurt us all night long, of not being able to handle the football.
Greg, it seems to be a trouble between the center and the quarterback on the snap of the ball. I don't know if it's just because it's a wet ball, he's not getting good control on it or what. But
we have big Jimmy Hubbard, number 51, back to punt for the Buffalo.
There's 14, 13, 12 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. There's a punt, pretty good punt. Hits on about the 35. Broadmoor rolls down to about the 31.
The correction to be about the 26-yard line, Sid, I think.
Right, I'm sorry, it's 26-yard line. There's 1 second left on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Broadmoor has the ball 1st and 10 on their own 26-yard line.
I don't know if the clock will start right now or they'll get a playoff. With 1 second left on the clock of the third quarter, it appears that the ball will have to be snapped first. Back at the helm for the Buccaneers is number 20. Their quarterback's backing in, and he's looking very healthy.
Flag on the play. There's a pickup of about 4 yards.
Again, thanks to Group W for bringing this ball game tonight under the management of Mr. Ray Beavis and the direction of Mr. Bert Carson, along with his sidekick Jed Dayries.
And an expert cameraman, Goo Allen, over there.
Yeah, let's mention old Goo. Old Goo's working that camera for us tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, when he gets off the track a little bit there and it's not on the ball, we got somebody we can blame.
That's the end of
Goo
the
Allen,
fourth.
the cameraman.
That's the end of the third quarter. We start the fourth quarter with the score: Broadmoor 14, Baker 7. Broadmoor's in possession of the ball.
The director's wanting us to get a shot of old Goo Allen on that camera, but unfortunately, folks, we only have one camera, so we can't get a picture of it.
Reminder that this last ball game was brought to you and brought by Sonic Drive-In. Main Street is Baker. Ken Robertson is your manager.
Well, we're in the fourth quarter, Sid. There's 12 minutes left on the clock, and the Baker Buffaloes are down by 7 points, 14-7 now. And who'd have thunk it? I mean, there ain't no way that anybody in Baker would have told you earlier this week that we'd find ourselves in this position right now. But we have the kind of football team that there's time left on the clock. They can come back and win this ball game.
Nobody in Baker would have, but down around Sherwood Forest, they probably were saying something different.
I'm not sure you could have found a whole lot of confidence down there earlier in this week.
I tell you what, it looks like these young men, of course, there has been quite a number of turnovers, but Broadmoor has been able to take advantage of it.
There's that quarterback again. Doggone if he can't run the football.
Several tackles around the left side.
Gets to the 25-yard line.
That brings up a second down and about 13 for Broadmoor.
There's a set on the line at the 22.
We have the defense, Baker Buffalo defense. Little shovel pass.
Incomplete.
Broken up by
Number 11, Mike Red, wasn't it? Number 28, Danny Allen. I'm sorry.
Give that boy a little publicity. He sees himself do something like that. We don't say his name. I won't be able to live around the house.
Goo better had a camera in the right position.
Danny Allen, left cornerback, broke up that pass. Good friend of mine from a long way back. Danny and Mike Red, or Danny left cornerback and Mike Red left safety there. They're doing a good job on defense along with the cornerback and safety on the other side.
Good pursuit. Oh, in and out of the hands. Number 33. That's Troy Marks.
It's nobody's fault that that ball wasn't completed except Mrs. Marks' son, Troy. It was right in his hands.
Right in his hands. Back to punt for Broadmoor's number 20, Bucky Richardson. Deep for Baker's number 1, Tony Sampson. Ball's down on the Baker 36-yard line. Baker had the ball First and 10 from their 36-yard line with 11 minutes and 24 seconds left in the ball game.
Buffalo ball, first and 10 from their own 36-yard line.
Buffaloes need to get a little march going here now and try to get in that end zone.
Good play, good play.
That's a good start.
Flag on the play. That'll tack on another 15 yards.
I want to talk about that running back right there, number 24, Al Cummins. I want to tell you, we ought to see a lot from him this year. See, he's an exciting running back, and you know, you never know how much ball they're going to get to play, but I think he's going to be able to do Coach Stewart and them some good at running that football this year. I watched him through the 9th grade and the JV teams, and he's an exciting little runner. Flag on the play is, what would that be indicating? A late hit or something on the sideline?
I think it was a late hit. I think Cummings was out of bounds when he was hit.
Going to march it off against the Buccaneers.
That'd be 15 yards against the Buccaneers, and this should give Baker a shot in the arm. This brings the ball all the way down to the Broadmoor 35-yard line, gives Baker a first and 10 at the Broadmoor 35-yard line on that personal foul.
We're not even.
Greg, we should mention that we do have a Broadmoor player down on the sidelines. Greg, if I'm not mistaken, these are leg cramps. In fact, he's having to come out. He does. He has some leg cramps, and you know, a lot of these Broadmoor players go both ways, and I'm sure fatigue sets in at this point, and that's what's causing a lot of these leg cramps. As Major Jones up the middle, looks like he picked up about 3 yards for Baker.
Major Jones, number 8. He's going to be an exciting ball player for Baker this year. 170-pound senior, Major Jones. We don't even want to mention on this drive anything about not handling the football. We don't want to mention dropping the football on this drive, because in case they do, Coach Stewart will blame it on us. Sid, you shouldn't talk like that.
Yeah. As a pitch back to Cummings.
Al Cummins.
Broadmoor did a good job that time of cutting it off.
There's a
Got
flag.
a flag down. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct.
Looks like there's a little unnecessary action by the Broadmoor Buccaneers. After they make the tackle, they're overzealous and they start to slap people around and make gestures and comments, and the officials aren't going to put up with that, Sid.
But if this is another 15 yards stepped off against them, that's going to put the ball down around the 20-yard line, Greg. This has got to be a shot in the arm. Baker has got to generate some offense right here.
They walked it off 15 yards, so we didn't get to see it. The cameraman was floating around on the track over there, but 15-yard penalty in favor of Baker Buffaloes.
Gives Baker a first and 10 on their own 20. It's on their 15, I'm sorry. Greg, with 10 minutes and 29 seconds left in the game and the Baker down 14-7, we have got to put some points on the board with this opportunity here. There goes Cummings around the end. He picks up about 5 yards. That's Al Cummings, Greg, number 24 for Baker, 165-pound senior.
Cummings gets to the 7-yard line, pick up a goal, 2nd and 2.
Second, that brings up, picked up about 8 yards on that play, Greg. It's 2nd and 2.
Ball spotted on about the, 6 or 7 yard line?
6 or 7 yard line.
Boy, we need to get in the end zone on this one.
No doubt we need to put points in the board.
Major Jones.
There's Major Jones right in the middle.
Major Jones for the Baker Buffaloes.
That's what Baker needed right there, Greg. That's the shot in the arm they needed.
That's 14-13 Broadmoor, and Baker's going to have to come out, and either pick up the single-point conversion or probably go for two to take the lead. I can't hardly help but believe they're going to go for two.
I don't think there's any question, Greg. I think Baker's here to win the ball game, not tied with Broadmoor.
Well, they obviously proved they can go 7 yards. They just did, so they need 3 on this one. We got one of the ball players calling timeout.
I think there's still some indecision here as to what they're going to do.
Jimmy Hubbard standing out on the sideline there to the left with the tee in his hand. He was on the field, but he wasn't in position. And then
I'm not sure what took place on that play, Greg. I didn't see Hubbard go on the field. I assumed that Baker was going for 2 points.
I didn't see him, but then all of a sudden I picked him up on the side. He was about 15 or 20 yards out on the field to the left over here. Had his kicking tee in his hand, and then Chris Mook standing there.
I'll tell you what, Greg, with us apparently going for the extra point, that could have been a crucial timeout for Baker. Assuming that this extra point ties this ball game, we'll have.
Do you have any statistics
14.
on timeouts? How many do we have?
I think that's the only one that's been charged to Baker in the second half.
Obviously, they're going for the 1-point conversion. Jimmy Hubbard back to place kick it to get the extra point.
It's a fake. It's a fake. Incomplete.
It was a fake extra point attempt. Pass was complete to Big Dino Nettles, number 32, and the pass wasn't on mark. Dino was open for the pass, Sid, and it just wasn't where it was supposed to be.
I'm not sure. Somebody may not have gotten a hand on that, but it wasn't. The pass was not on the mark.
I don't know that I would have did anything different other than making an attempt for 2 points. How you do it, whether it's a trick play or not, but I felt like they had to go for 2 points, and you can second guess now and say, hey, with an extra point, it could be 14-14, but I don't know if there's any people sitting in the stands would have went for 1 point under those conditions.
No,
I
think
9 minutes and 30 seconds left in the ball game.
I think Coach Stewart knows that he's here to win. He's not here to tie. And
that's right. He started the ball game off tied. It was 0-0, and I think he wants to leave here with more points than the other team.
Well, we still got plenty of time left in the ball game, Greg. It's 9 minutes and 31 seconds left to play in the game. This should have really give Baker a boost. Got a 14-13 ball game. Good kick here and stop Broadmoor and get the ball back with good field position. We can take this ball game.
Jimmy Hubbard putting a foot in the football.
Nice kick. Goes number 17, Dedrick Williams. Good tackle. Good tackle. That's number 41. Number
Beautiful
41.
tackle.
That's Alton Gajon, Hokies little brother.
Alton Gajon, 170-pound junior, made a beautiful open field tackle on that ball carrier. Alton Gajon, the younger brother of professional football player for the Saints, Hokie Gajon, who was also a great football player here at Baker High School. Well, Alton, I want to tell you, you did a good job on that one, son. Your mama's going to be proud of you. It's a beautiful tackle.
Imagine Big Brother would be proud of him, too, on that one. There's good defense on that play, Greg. Looked like he might have picked up about a yard on the play.
The defense is going to have to hang tough starting right now for the rest of this ball game. If Baker's going to have the opportunity they need to walk away with more points.
Looks like that might have been enough for a first down.
Run out of bounds by number 23, Cedric James, and with assistance of number 43, Shredrick Triplett. Which that gives the Buccaneers a first down, 1st and 10.
Oh, good tackle made by number 54, Barry Causey for Baker, and number 90, Big Turk Moore.
I don't know what happened.
Still picked up about 5, 6 yards on a play, brings about 2nd and 4.
I don't know what happened to number 20, Bucky Richardson, the quarterback for Broadmoor earlier, but obviously it's not a permanent injury. He's back in there at full speed.
I think it might have been cramp, Greg. I noticed quite a few of Broadmoor's players are plagued with cramps here in the 4th quarter. Good tackle made that time. Right at the line of scrimmage. We got a Baker man down on the field. That's number 77, Matt Young. He's the man who made the tackle on the play. Number 79, Chip Morgan, is checking in for him. He's still down, and trainers out there. While we got a break in action, Greg, let's mention once again the principal here at Baker High School is Mr. Jerry Epperson. Assistant principal, Mr. Richie Bullock. Assistant principal, Mr. Alan Spears. Head coach and athletic director is Coach James C. Stewart. Offensive coordinator for the Buffs, Coach Larry Thomas. The defensive coordinator for Buffs, Coach Joe Mook. Assistant coaches, Milton Broussard, Richie Ory, Earl Langwall, and Melvin Stringer. Trainer for the Buffaloes is Mr. Jerry Arbor. And the managers, Thomas Hooper, Alex Veals, and Terry Brown.
We want to mention also again that Coach Richie Ory, Coach Milton Broussard are away tonight scouting the next opponent for the Buffaloes, East Ascension.
Number 77, Matt Young, coming off the field for the Buffs. We got a 3rd down and 4. This is a very important play here, Greg. Very important play. Broadmoor has a wide out here to the right side of the field. Richardson looked like he got the 1st down.
Like Chip Morgan made the tackle, number 79.
That was enough for the 1st down and be 1st and 10 for Broadmoor. Baker's at Baker. The ball's at Baker's 49-yard line. That was a big 3rd down play, Greg. Kept the drive alive for Broadmoor.
Right now is when Baker's got to make something happen. That defense has to make something happen with 7.5 minutes left in the ball game to give the offense an opportunity again.
That's Richardson. They were there that time. Baker had a defense well. Looks like number 60, Bill Bates, 200-pound junior for Baker, made the tackle in.
Again, that attempting that option play, Sid, that's been detrimental to us tonight. The quarterback chose to keep the ball that time, and we had him well defensed. But they've executed that option well. And considering the field conditions, that's not easy to do.
You're right. Broadmoor has really impressed me with the way they execute that option play. Brings up 2nd down and 9. Handoff right up the middle. Baker was there again. Looks like he might have picked up about a yard on the play. Bring up 3rd down and 8. Matt Young's checking back in the ball game for Baker now. Number 79, Chip Morgan's coming out. This is a very, very important play here with 6 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the ball game. Baker needs to get their hands back on the ball. Big play here, 3rd down and 8 for Broadmoor. He's back to pass. Turk Moore put a little pressure on him. He's got a man open over here on the other end of the field. Incomplete. Broken up by number 28, Danny Allen. Number 11, Mike Red, was right there also. So that was a break that Baker needs. They got to get out on the field now and generate a little offense.
Maybe we can get one of those electrifying run backs back here. Who do we have deep for the Buffalo?
Tony Sampson, number 1. He's a man that can do it.
There he is. Well, Tony Sampson, number 1.
Short man
Back to receive.
Short man on the punt is number 6, Chris Thomas.
All right, to punt the ball. It's a big quarterback again.
Ball bouncing. Baker's got the ball 1st and 10 at their 19-yard line.
Correction, looks like the 14-yard line, sir.
You're right. On the 14-yard line, Baker's going to have the ball 1st and 10 on the 14 with 5 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in this ball game. You know, I'm talking about Tony Sampson, Greg, a lot of the players on his team and last year's team compare him to Clayton Domino, who's academically ineligible to play this year. They say that he's got all the moves Domino had, and he's got
Major Jones.
Major Jones carrying. Brings the ball all the way out to the 25-yard line. A lot of the players compare him to Domino in that he's got all the moves Domino had. He doesn't have quite the speed, but he seems to be a little stronger.
We got a good combination in the backfield right now in Major Jones and Al Cummins, and I think that, like we said earlier, either one of these boys can break it. They have great ability. Along with them, number 32, Dino Nettles at fullback.
Pitch back to Cummings. He's around the corner. Looks like he picked up about 5 yards on the play.
Al Cummins run to the short side of the field that time, Sid, which was somewhat of a surprise, I'm sure, to the Broadmoor defense. Made good yardage. Looked like 6-yard gain on the play. Maybe just 5.
He's 2nd and 5. Baker needs to keep this drive going. It's number 72, Pat Holly, checking in the ball game for Baker.
They don't need any miscues now. They need to be able to handle the football and execute it as they have on the last couple of downs.
There's a fumble on the play.
Oh, no. Fumble on the play was fumble from the center again to Chris Mook, and Broadmoor recovered the football and puts them in real excellent field position inside the Baker 30-yard line, around the Baker 27-yard line. Doggone it, it don't seem like that we can get anything going for losing. Son of a gun. Baker finds themselves in a hole again, and the defense back on the field with Broadmoor leading this ball game by 1 point, 14-13, 5 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game.
Big Turk Moore got through that time and got a hand on the ball carry behind the line, tripped him up. I think he may have even lost about a yard on that play.
Terry Moore looks like he appears he might be a little bit shook up. He's stumbling around a little bit, but
picked up about a little less than a yard. It'd be 2nd down and a long 9 for Broadmoor. Hand off to number 37. He met at the line of scrimmage, fights through 3 tackles.
I'm going to tell you what, they're not easy to bring down right now. They're driving for that goal line again, and Broadmoor's running tough.
That was number 37, Darrell Harris for Broadmoor. They got him listed here in the program, Greg, as a 154-pound junior. If he's 154-pound, he's stout.
I don't guess we could hope to see Broadmoor put the ball in the air right now.
With the success they've had with running the ball, I wouldn't think so. This is a big play here. Big play, 3rd down and 2. I wouldn't look for Broadmoor to punt.
Broadmoor's got a man real wide to the right out here.
Handoff right up the middle. Looks like he's got enough for the 1st down.
Broadmoor's interior offensive line is doing the job. They're moving some folks out of there and getting that 2 and 3 and 4 yards when they need to. It appears they're bringing the chain gang out to try to get a measurement, see? Might be that close for a 1st down. See if we get a close shot here and see, get a look at it. First down, Broadmoor. Of course, this is not a district game, but whether district games or not, you got a lot of pride in this thing, and you'd like to have a chance to win them all. You can't win them all, as they say, unless you win the first one.
Well, 1st down and 10. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the ball game. Handoff up the middle again. Looks like he picked up about 3 yards, 2-3 yards.
Pick up about 2 yards, second down and 8. Ball is at the 14-yard line.
Well, the Baker Buffalo defense is readying themselves here on the line. Ball on about the 15-yard line.
Flag on the play. It's going to go against Broadmoor. It was a clip on number 28, Danny Allen, I think. I think the Broadmoor man, of course, I might be talking out of school here, but I think the Broadmoor man might have been an illegal block on number 28, Danny Allen.
That's the area that the flag was thrown in.
Holding. Could be a holding.
Greg, while there's a break in action here, I might want to mention that Baker's next opponent next Friday night be East Ascension in Gonzales. Then they'll be away for the following week. They'll play South Terrebonne at South Terrebonne. Our next telecast for Group W will be September the 27th. I'll be back here at home when Baker hosts the Struman, the first district game of the season. I might add, too, that Group W will be bringing the Port Allen Zachary game that week, the week of South Terrebonne.
It'll be the week of the Estruma game, I think, Sid, September the 27th. So we might not be on the air for that ball game, but that would be the only home game that we wouldn't.
Okay.
And that they might have to cover the Zachary Port Allen game since both of those cities are in there.
But the important thing to remember is next Friday night, September the 13th, the Bucs will be traveling to East Ascension to play East Ascension in Gonzales.
Like to see everybody go and support the Buffalo.
That's a big rivalry game, as you well know, with
Well,
the
we play
Mayor's
for the Mayor's Trophy and everything, and that's exciting. And right now, we possess that trophy of having defeated them last year.
Right now, we got a 2nd and 22 for Broadmoor with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the ball game. Ball's just inside the 25-yard line of
well, we
Baker.
might see them put it in the air with the 2nd and 22. I don't know.
As a handoff.
Like an end around.
It was the end around, Greg, number 88 of Broadmoor. Baker defensed it well.
Young got that on the tackle. Newton on the run. Ball is advanced to the 19-yard line. Third down and 13.
Our next Baker telecast will be October the 3rd against Capital. Be coming to you from Memorial Stadium. There goes a pass. There goes a pass.
I'm not sure they're not hoping for almost anything to happen on a pass play like that, like a pass interference or whatever, but that wasn't a very well-executed pass, and neither was the receiver open. He was well covered.
I think that was a throw up for grabs there. Hope somebody get under it. Brings up 4th down for Broadmoor. 4th down and 13. Ball right at the Baker 20-yard line. Broadmoor will apparently be attempting a field goal here. A field goal would make it impossible for Baker to win the game on a field goal. They'd have to get a touchdown to win the ball game. Broadmoor takes a timeout. Number 28, Danny Allen. Number 45, Lankin Weber. Number 41, Alton. Guys, y'all come to the sidelines for the Bucs to talk to Coach Moot. Sure they want to get all their instructions straight on any possibility of a fake. You know, you got a 4th and 13 here. It'd be about a 37-yard field goal. I don't know what kind of toe this young man has, but be a fairly long field goal. The ball is in the center of the field, but you know, a fake here and a first down would pretty much ice the game for Broadmoor with only 1 minute 55 seconds left. We might want to mention also too, Greg, that each Monday night in the Teachers Lounge at 7 o'clock is a booster meeting for the Baker High Booster Club. We want to urge people to attend and to join the Booster Club.
Well, they chose not to go for the field goal conversion. They went, field goal attempt. They went on a little rollout by the quarterback, or an option or whatever.
Well, the defense held them, turns the ball back over to Baker's offense. They have a long way to go here, but they do have possession of the ball with 1 minute and 47 seconds left to go in this game, trailing by 1 point, 14-13. Baker has the ball on their 21-yard line. Correction, on his 16-yard line.
No, Broadmoor scored their 14 points early, Sid, because of the turnovers, it goes without saying, Baker's defense has spent a lot of time on the football field tonight. Looks like there's going to be a safety for 2 points. Baker quarterback rolled back into the end zone, got trapped in the end zone for 2 points. And I don't know what happened on that play. He couldn't find anybody open, but there we got a flag on the field over there. He just threw the flag, a dead ball foul of some sort around the Broadmoor team.
I think we had a little exuberance. From the Broadmoor bench, and I think there was quite a number of their players out on the field.
I think so. This is a bad situation for several reasons. You not only lose 2 points and put you to where a field goal couldn't do anything but tie you, but you lose possession of the football with 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go in the ball game, and it's hard to understand a play like that. The quarterback had 15 yards to work with there. Well, of course, we're looking at it from up here down there, and
analyzing that last play, it looked to me like when Moog dropped back, the defensive end was in his face.
Well,
and,
they had a heavy
forced him
rush
out
on
of
him.
They did have a good rush. They forced him out of the pocket. There again, it looked like he was a bateau going through Lake Maupaw or something. He had the water. I'm sure that had something to do with it, and didn't look like anybody was open downfield. I think rather than try to risk an interception, he tried to get the ball out of the end zone and just lost his footing. And of course, they had him there.
Again, Baker loses 2 points, and then they lose possession of the football. They have to. They lose the 2 points, and they also have to kick. So I see they're lining the football up on the 35-yard line. I was under the impression after a safety you would kick from the 20-yard line.
Well, they normally would, but they had a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike.
I see. Okay, that's where the 15 yards up to the 35-yard line comes in. I'm not sure. Do they have a choice of kicking style? They can place kick it or punt it.
They can place kick it or punt it. Of course, Jimmy Hubbard, being the place kicker he is, I'm sure they elect to place kick.
Onside kick attempt, it appears, has to go to 10 yards, which I don't think it did. The ball only went, it appears, 8 yards, so it'll be Broadmoor's football. The ball has to travel 10 yards, and you can see right there, if it had to reach the next mark on the field, it would have been the 10 yards, and it come about 2 yards short. So Broadmoor take over the football at the what appears to be the Baker 43-yard line. With 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the ball game, Broadmoor leads the Buffaloes 16-13 here at Wedge Kyes Stadium at the with the first regular season Quad A football game with the Broadmoor Buccaneers and the Baker Buffalo. Broadmoor's handled the ball, it seems, a lot better than Baker has tonight, from the center to the quarterback and in the backfield as far as handing the ball off. Seems that they've had a lot fewer accidents back there with the ball, leaving the ball on the ground or what have you.
Padlock to carry.
Baker Buffalo's called a timeout, see it? Minute and 25 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Second down and 10.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a heartbreaker for these boys. They wanted to come out here and win the first ball game and set the pace for the season, but there's no real loss as far as standings are concerned within the district because district play don't start for several weeks yet, but they're thought to have one of the better ball clubs in the area around here, which we're sure they do. And I'm sure on the overall standard within the state, people looking at you that this will have an effect on their standings, which don't mean anything. You can come back. I can remember a Tara High School ball club lost their first 4 ball games, came back in one state. So these boys keep their head up and come back and play football. That's the caliber of kids that they are. That's the caliber of coaching staff that we have here at Baker. They'll have them ready to play football.
Well, I know it's hard for these kids at this age to not let that affect them, but they need to forget the ratings. They need to forget preseason picks. They need to forget who's supposed to be what and just work hard, look at each game, take each game one at a time, take it day to day.
Be prepared for a game, no matter who they're playing or what kind of record the people have that they're playing.
Paper doesn't win football game. Them 11 men out on that field do.
That's exactly right. I think they'll be prepared. They're going to play some good football this year. We're talking like they lost the game already, which they hadn't. There's a minute and 18 seconds, and it's not over until it's over. Let's face it. Anything can happen in a football game.
Richardson, on a keeper.
It's a good tackle by Alton
41 Alton Gajan. We got a Baker man down on the field. That's number 90, Big Turk Moore. Looks like he's holding his left knee. We certainly hope that's not any severe injury.
Might be his calf that they're looking at. It could be just a cramp or Charlie horse or something. Well, they got a little time out on the field set. Again, I want to mention Seafood Cabin and thank Greg Landry and all the folks out there for their assistance bringing Baker High School football to the folks here in Baker. And I want to remind everybody that Group W will be providing pay-per-view TV to cover the LSU football games, and you can get your pay-per-view box by calling 774-9400. 774-9400 this year to get all of the home LSU football games, home and away LSU football games, right there in your own living room with the pay-per-view through Group W.
I tell you, Greg, for people who don't have the opportunity to go out and watch the Tigers play ball or who just can't obtain tickets, that is a very, very good bargain for $94 to get each and every game. Well, $99, I'm sorry, for $100 to get each game that LSU plays both home and away right there in your living room. Get 2 or 3 people to go in together with you, and it's
again, that's
really
$99 for the season. That's not that's a season ticket.
That's right. It's a good bargain, especially to get to see the Tigers play. Looks like Broadmoor may have taken too much time here.
Looks like maybe one of their offensive people lined up offside. See, we got a flag on the play to start play with 1 minute and 11 seconds left. Will be just a 5-yard penalty.
Well, Baker, Greg, that's a big 5 yards, though, and you can take into consideration that it was 4th and 1. Now it's 4th and 6. Baker still has a chance to get their hands on the ball. And strange things can happen.
It's not over until it's over.
We talking Twilight Zone.
I would like to say I was up here when it happened. I can tell you that.
I'd love it.
Could go in the end zone.
Good punt, rolls in the end zone.
Boy, it didn't go in but about 2 feet as well as that ground as that ball died fast. Looked dangerous there for a few seconds. At 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the ball game, the Baker Buffaloes will take possession of the football at their own 20-yard line here at Wedge Kyes Stadium in the first regular season ball game between the Baker Buffaloes and the Broadmoor Buccaneers, where the Buffaloes are trailing 16-13. 1 minute and 3 seconds left.
Well, Baker still has an opportunity to win this ball game. They've got 80 yards to go and only 1 minute and 3 seconds to do so. A field goal will tie it, but a touchdown will win it.
I think that looking at the Broadmoor secondary back there, they're loosening up. Looking at the Broadmoor secondary back there, they're loosening up where you're going to be able to get perhaps some short yardage, which with some of the broken field runners we have, we could possibly break through there and get past those folks. They're going to give us some short yardage, it appears. They're going to defend against the long yard.
There you got the ball out to
Jones.
Major Jones. He's got Brock in front of him. He's got Brock in front of him. He's going. Jones is all the way out to the 45-yard line.
Beautiful run. Major Jones, number 8 for the Buffaloes, on a little screen pass. Breaks it for about some 10, 20, 35 yards.
Greg, that play only took about 10 seconds. All right.
Got a penalty that tacked on top of that for roughing the passer after the ball was released.
I think the penalty probably be declined. Baker did decline the penalty and is taking the play, which gives Baker a 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, they don't get the penalty on top of the yards gained. It looked like about let's see, about a 28-yard gain on that play. Just a couple of those put you back in the ball game, Sid, as you well know.
Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris. Get rid of the ball.
Chris Mook sacked that time. Sacked for a major loss of about 14 yards back to the Baker 35-yard line. Clock is at 29 seconds and running.
Greg,
I'm not sure that Baker has the capability of stopping the clock. Perhaps they've used all their timeouts.
Greg, Chris didn't have time to even set up that time, but Tony Sampson was wide open.
It's a beautiful pass.
Intercepted.
It was intercepted, and then the ball was fumbled, but there was nobody there except for the Baker receiver, and the Broadmoor fellows recovered the football. It looks like maybe that could be the nail in the coffin right there with 12 seconds left on the clock. A long pass attempted, picked off by Broadmoor on the Broadmoor 42-yard line. Clock is stopped right now with 12 seconds, but with a score of 16-13 and Broadmoor taking possession of the ball, I don't believe the Buffaloes have any timeouts left, or they'd have probably used one while ago. I don't think that they have the capability of stopping the clock. This could be all she wrote, just one more play from Broadmoor.
I tell you, Greg, we got to give this Broadmoor team some credit. They came up here, a big underdog. Of course, the field is adverse playing conditions, but it's the same way for both teams.
There's the clock running now. See, with 8 seconds, 7.
A lot of these guys on the Broadmoor team played both ways tonight, and you got to give them credit. They came up here ready to play ball, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, that's the ball game, folks. The Broadmoor Buccaneers came to Wedge Kyes Stadium tonight ready to play football, and they took it to the Baker Buffaloes by the score of 16-13. Nobody would have expected that. I know nobody in Baker would have expected it with the class team that the Buffaloes have, and of course it can happen to anybody. You know, these boys have a good football team, and I think we'll see that in weeks to come. And I just hope that everybody comes out, supports Baker High School football, and come see the excitement that they're going to be confronted with in the weeks to come right here at Wedge Kyes Stadium and at the away ball game.
Well, this one's history. Broadmoor wins at 16-13. Baker's got to regroup now, get their heads on straight, and let's get back with it next week. I hope each and every fan in the stadium travels down to Gonzales next week to support the Buffaloes. That's going to be a real tough rivalry game against the East Ascension Spartans. It's always a tough game, and the Buffaloes now are coming off the field. It's Coach J.C. Stewart, rest of his staff along with him.
Coach Stewart leading the Buffaloes off the field. Of course, he's disappointed after a loss like that in your opening ball game, but he's the kind of man that he's not going to let this set him back, and he's not going to let it set those boys back. He's going to keep their attitude and keep their spirit up. I'm sure they'll put something together this week and be right back in the fight. in the short weeks to come here. So again, we want to say thank you to Group W for bringing you the Baker High School football games this year, the home football games, and through the cooperation of Mr. Ray Beavers, the manager of Group W, and director, Mr. Bert Carson, assistant director Jed Dayrees. My name is Greg Allen, along with Sid Gotro, saying it's great to be part of Baker High School football, and we hope to see you in the weeks to come. Good luck, and be careful on your way home, and travel safe.